The initial operational experience of this infant Air Force started in the border province of undivided India, under the shadow of the hills of Afghanistan. A flight of No. 1 Squadron from its base at Miran Shah took on the Waziris. September 1, 1999, the German war machine swung into action. As the war over Europe intensified, the newly formed IAF Volunteer Reserve stepped forward with 24 Indian pilots to fight alongside the RAF in fighter, bomber and coastal commands. Among them, Ranjan Dutt, Trilochan Singh, Chopra, H.C. Diwan, S.P. Shahi and Sanghi. At home, the Indian Air Force had been on the move. Coastal defense flights had been formed with bases in Karachi, Bombay, Cochin, Madras, Calcutta and later Vizag. December 7, 1941. Within 24 hours of the attack on Pearl Harbor, the subcontinent via Burma was within striking distance of the advancing Japanese forces, backed up by Zeros and Oscars overhead. But the Japanese invasion of Burma, first No. 4 CDF, now No. 4 Squadron Indian Air Force, and then No. 3 Squadron under Hem Chaudhary, arrived in the inhospitable terrain of Burma. On 1st February 1942, No. 1 Squadron arrived at Tongu, re-equipped with a dozen Lysanders, a gift from the citizens of Bombay, and with Jumbo Majumdar as their squadron commander. Jumbo's improvised bombing of the Japanese from the antiquated Lysander exemplified the spirit of the Indian Air Force pilots. All 9 squadrons of the rapidly expanding IAF were to see frontline action in Burma again and again throughout 43, 44 and 45. Equipped with the Hurricane and in some cases the Vultee Vengeance dive bomber, the Indian Air Force were to fly 16,000 sorties involving over 24,000 operational flying hours with a serviceability of aircraft at an incredible 97 to 99%, sortie after sortie in support of the 14th Army. The eyes of the 14th Army and the Arakan twins. That's what the soldiers in the jungles below called the Hurricanes.
Contact. Target sighted.
Baba Meher Singh was the sole IAF officer to win the DSO. Jumbo Majumdar had been awarded the DFC in 1942, and he was now followed by others, including Squad Leader Arjun Singh, Squad Leader PC Lal, Flight Lieutenant Pooji, and Flying Officer JC Verma, the only Indian Air Force pilot to bring down a Japanese Oscar, an aircraft far superior to the ground attack Hurricane. In 1946, the prefix Royal was conferred on the Indian Air Force in recognition of its service during the Burma campaign. August 15, 1947, The long-awaited day of freedom had come, and immediately the human tragedy of the streams of displaced people had to be dealt with. Partition ripped through the fabric of a nation. The Airforce too was split up. Of the 10 precious squadrons, 3 went to Pakistan, along with the bases at Karachi, Risalpur, Miran Shah and Peshawar. The skies over the subcontinent were divided.
The main raider column seems to have assembled at Muzaffarabad and are going for Srinagar via the Uri-Baramulla axis. As far as we know, Srinagar may already be in the hands of these raider columns. So Lalu, you approach Srinagar, and on finals, if there's any ground fire directed at you, give a call on RT and divert to Jammu.
But Groupie Bhatia sir, what if the airfield is under their control and they don't fire?
Well then, to save your skins, you better take off. But keep your engines going for God's sake, and keep your eyes wide open. All right?
Kashmir was burning, and Raja Hari Singh turned to India for help. But not until the rape of Baramulla did he sign the instrument of accession.
By Gurcharan Singh, by Darshan Singh, by Amrik Singh, by Harnaam Singh, by Joginder Singh, by Gurnam Singh, by Jaswinder Singh, by Surjit Singh, by Satnam Singh, by Hoshiar Singh. जल्दी जल्दी नीचे बचा पाए ध्यान से नीचे जल्दी जल्दी
28 sorties were flown on the very first day of the operation, and this was just the beginning. The raiders, on a rampage of rape and plunder in Baramulla, delayed themselves just that little bit to allow our aircraft a foothold to land and disgorge the first elements of the Indian Army into Kashmir. After the landing of troops in Srinagar, tempests from their bases in Amritsar and Ambala were moved to Srinagar to check the raiders' advance. Often scrounging fuel from the incoming Dakotas, the fighters played a crucial role in holding the raiders in check, giving the Indian Army time to push an infantry battalion supported by armor into the valley over the Banihal Pass. The fate of Srinagar hung in balance till 7th of November, the Battle of Shalatang. The raider columns ran into a perfectly laid ambush by 161 Brigade, with Indian armour getting in behind them on the Baramulla-Srinagar road and the RIAF above them. They had little choice but to fall back on Uri. With Srinagar relatively secure, attention could now be turned to the western front, where Jhangar, Naushera, Rajouri, Mirpur and Kotli were desperately holding out against the tribal Lashkars. By December 1947, the situation in Poonch was critical. The thrust from Jammu towards Poonch bogged down, and the Srinagar brigade failing to link up with the garrison there, the only way Poonch could be salvaged was from the air. Brigadier Pritam Singh, the garrison commander, along with the refugees, was desperately working on a landing strip under constant enemy artillery fire. And the man of the moment was Air Commodore Meher Singh of number 1 operational group. On December 12th, he landed the first Dakota at Poonch on a 600-meter improvised airstrip.
Ah, Baba. The performance this morning by you and your boys has the entire country applauding. I just heard it on the radio.
Thank you, sir. The boys are determined to land at Poonch.
Something else we need from you. I just got information from Brigadier Pritam Singh The enemy has moved their medium artillery to bracket the airfield after your boys came back from Poonch. The light guns you landed are helpless because their 25-pounders are out of our reach.
So you want us to get our 25-pounders there? That can be done first thing tomorrow morning.
We feel that will be too late. We need you to go in tonight.
Okay, sir. I'll go in with 2 aircraft.
No, not you, Baba. The orders from Panditji are very clear on that. Pick 2 of your best pilots.
Ladies, where are the ladies? Okay. And gentlemen of number 12 RIF Squadron and 1 operational group. May I have the pleasure of presenting Air Commodore Baba Meher Singh. And now, the Royal Light Club Band will present an operational version of the song, Poonching in the Mountains, to the tune of the Blue Danube.
Flighty Chandran is going to tell us a dirty joke.
I hate to spoil this party, but I need volunteers to fly into Poonch again.
We all volunteer, sir.
Yes, sir.
The raiders have moved medium artillery to encircle the airfield this evening. Okay, Reval and Pushong. 2 aircraft are already loaded and ready to go. You have to land by the light of the moon, keep your engines running, and get out of there as soon as you can.
The operations, which commenced with the airlift on 26th October 1947, reached a ceasefire only on 1st January 1949. A mammoth effort, often heroic, fighting in conditions where sometimes even heroism was not enough.